What's up, powerful people? My name is Eli. You can call me Super Kid, and I'm here to welcome you to part 18 of Disco Elysium here on Super Kid Plays. Powerful people, if you're excited for today's episode, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, leave me any comments you have in the comment section, and share this video with anybody you think might like it. In the last one, powerful people, check it out. We got the dead body down, and we also leveled up. So let's take a look at this. I think I'd like to up... What? Yeah, let's go with electrochemistry. I like that. Also, we got... Ooh, ace is low. The Insulindian Civil War was not the first war to see the use of hybrid airships on both sides, but it was the coolest. For an entire decade, folded multi-rotor fighters got into dogfights above Revachol, Ozon, Seminine, and the Arcade Islands, spitting death at one another. They flew over sandy beaches and shot each other out of the azure sky, crashing into city blocks and setting island forests ablaze. The Aces Low was a custom among revolutionary brigades, performed after multiple kills. Lieutenant Kitsuragi seems fond of it. Why? I don't know. Next level up, maybe we can check that out. I'd like to learn more about Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Okay, there's the tattoo photo. Now, I guess let's take a look at the body. The rotting man lies on his side and his eyes, with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. First, what exactly is a field autopsy? Come on, officer. He pulls on a pair of latex gloves. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done hundreds of them. Let's get in there. There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. He nods approvingly. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in a limited capacity. All right. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes. Okay, where should I take these notes? In your paperwork, officer. Just fill out the field autopsy forms. He sighs, already expecting the answer. You're not going to believe this. I think I've lost my paperwork. Now they only have one paperwork, too. Officer, what haven't you lost? I still have my disco trousers. Yes, barely. He looks at his blue notebook and sighs. I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several, actually, but only if it helps move things along. Let's go find mine. We have to find it sooner or later. As you say the words, you find yourself peering into the corner of your eyes. To where? To the west. Begone, foul sensation of worry. Good call. Never mind that old trash container lurching in the corner of this yard full of old news. If we must, then we must. Police paperwork is confidential material, officer. We should find it before someone else does, then hurry back to the autopsy as soon as possible. Okay, I actually know where it is. It's in here. But we need the key. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags. Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container. Just a trash container? There is no such thing. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock. How do we get that lock open? You could try using the pry bar, like the one you took from my motor carriage, or... Should we use the... Yeah, pry bar. No or, pry bar. We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also has information. Alright, fine. Fine, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We'll play it your way. Cool. Because Lieutenant Kitsuragi is fucking cool in my book. But yes, I know that my notes are in the garbage. There's so much activity going on in here. But still nobody else to talk to except for that guy who didn't really say anything to us before.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling and Rex. This guy's such a fucking smartass. Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out, that's why. And the neighbors, too. They put their trash in there and don't pay for the garbage company. I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company. Seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. No, it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me, and it isn't callous. It's common sense. Okay, then. Maybe you're callous yourself. We need those keys. What do you need them for? It concerns the case. The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden. Please cooperate. Goodbye, Gart. Trying to solve a fucking murder. That's why. God, what an idiot. God, Gart. I get it. I trashed your hostel room. This guy is dead. Tell me the body is still there. Okay, thank Christ. That'd be so nuts if Kuno was gone and so was the body or some shit. Open the padlock with the key. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Open the lid. The smell of rotten food. I think I just leveled up again. No, I'm pretty close, though. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. We're just in time. The lieutenant peers in. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Look under the boxes of carton. What does that mean? You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. Used to what, dumpster diving? No, searching for evidence in the trash. Dive further. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles, nothing of note, however. Pick at the rags. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers? Grab them. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. Are these the victim's clothes? The smell is not nearly as bad as the cadaver. These clothes could not have been in contact with the deceased for more than 2 days after his death. Sorry. The lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belonged to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Drop them in here, officer. By early stages, you mean these were taken from him no more than 2 days after his death? Yes, he nods. If we're still assuming the clothes were taken off to get to the armor, they must have stripped him of it fast, the scavengers, in a matter of days. Bag the trousers. The lieutenant quickly searches the jeans. Guitar mark blue jeans. Pockets empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A wide belt. The loops appear stretched, but he looks into the container. The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here. Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. Bag the shirt. This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. He nods to himself. Anything more? The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye, but other than that, a thrown-out towel, a mug, that's all. All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods toward the red-haired boy behind him. I'd advise against confronting that force. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Not really. All we know is this. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread. Okay. Search the food waste. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly, unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this? What? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Pick it out. Damaged ledger. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes written in a man's handwriting. Looks like we found your paperwork. No, it can't be. It is. Yes, it is. Look. He points to it. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form. A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin? I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away. Well, he doesn't know what to say. Lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes. Okay, I'll do that. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. He peers into the trash, where soggy cartons and rags stink uninvitingly. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished? The mug. I'm getting that mug, too. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its social sensibility. Take the mug. Interesting. The lieutenant looks at the mug. Reminds me of the mug collection we saw in our weasel's apartment. Maybe he or she has been dumping their garbage here. Smart. Smart thinking. Level up, baby! Skill point. Or it may just be a coincidence. Either way, something to keep in mind. What else do you see? That's it, apparently. The container sounds a muffled gong. There's one thing off the list. I think we got it all. Me too, dog. Me too. Let's unlock this. Spend one skill point, yes. And internalize Ace's Low. It's going to take 2 hours and 45 minutes, but we get +2 empathy towards Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Still don't have a map. Where the fuck do we get a map? We got the damaged ledger and the yellow man mug. It looks cool, but racist, yes. But, like, I like the colors on it a lot. That's all I like about it, so don't freak out. Oh, yes. I suppose we should do our field autopsy, huh? The rotting man lies on his side, with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. Open your ledger at the field autopsy form. Wait, first tell me something, dead man. Oh, never mind. That's it. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out. First. It begins with Begin. 1. Assistant. That's you. Right, Harry Dubois. The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says coroner's case, no. Oh, it's the number. KK57-0803.0815. Write it down. Next. 3. Name. N.A. Next. 4. Date of birth. N.A. 5. Age. The lieutenant corrects his glasses. Roughly 50, right about 50. The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Interesting line. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound, your eyes turn watery. 6. Race. Mondial. Subgroup Occidental, as per your observation. Write it down. The pudgy mess looks neither mondial nor occidental. It doesn't even look human. The next line says, sex. Fucky fuck, the little monster exclaims energetically. Male. Pig's gonna have sex. Right, male. Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. 8. Date of death. We're still going with March 4th, 51. Right. 04.04 or 04.03.51. What else? He looks over your shoulder. Number 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case. KK 57-0503-0815 listens motionless with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains. 11. Evidence of treatment. None. At least not after the initial examination. What exactly is treatment? Anyway. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. I'm not so sure. A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath, ecclesiastic, religious in nature. A holdout from the pre-Delorian brutal rites, or burial rites, sorry. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, we should start the post-mortem. Turn the page. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why. 1. External examination summary. Clothes, he begins. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Barbardine, I think. Let's see. He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label. See, it's happening. Oh, Babrodine, sorry. Yes. Inexpensive. Size medium. Color white. The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid. Write it down. The boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They're fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Tattoos. He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case file as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Interrogate Mini. Write it down. Excuse me. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck tied with a hangman's knot, color yellow, length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. He produces a measuring tape. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters, generally consistent with age about 50. Preservation is good, ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. He kneels in to get a better look. The deceased has male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch. Wet. Stroke his hair gently. The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove. like thread off a ragdoll's head. This must be... There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil. Write it down, adding the brilliantine. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity. Fucking low velocity? The kid explodes. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity. The lieutenant pays no heed. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Sorry. Write down. Ligature mark. The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. The steel wiring, he concedes, breathless. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark. You've got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. Good thing we got those. We got these chain cutters. Always good to think ahead. Now, he points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck. We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below, carefully, with as much precision as you can. See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off. No, he ain't. C looks blasé. Your pig is a boring fuck. Look for a good spot to cut. The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose. Cut the belt off. Nice. After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot, tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Press down. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut, and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it. The lieutenant kneels closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Jeez, that's a long drop. Chest is intact. He presses down on it. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia. He pulls down the man's underpants. Now it's gonna happen, see? I fucking knew it. Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Inspect the genitals. The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch. You should touch it. Alright. Doesn't feel like anything. A cold spot under your gardening glove. Unremarkable and unalive. My pig's so fucking ill right now. His voice swells with pride. Yeah. Your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say. Write it down and move on. The lieutenant looks relieved. Back is symmetrical and intact. Ooh, we're running out of time. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are old combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain, that new little tenderness in life. In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering 30% of his skin. Damn. Write it down. Last item. Hands. He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let the lieutenant work alone. Hands are clean. He inspects the wrist. No sign of a recent struggle. Were we expecting any? I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Write it down. Whew. He turns to the side to breathe. It's not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket. You hear a muffled voice. That's all for the external. Well done. What's next? Well, powerful people, I think we're going to have to wait for what's next until next time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Leave any comments you have for me in the comment section, and please share this video with anybody you think might like it. Obviously, next time we will begin the internal examination, but until then, powerful people, my name is Eli. You can call me Super Kid. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Peace and love.